Namaste again, my beautiful souls. This is part 2. Previous part was about your message not connected with love and relationship. This part is going to be connection with love and relationship. So your message about your situation connected with love and relationship right now. This is what you must know right now. This is what you must, if you consider, take into consideration. These advices are very important. So let us go to it. Again, I will do set of three cards, and choose the number which you feel intuitively should be the advice, the message for you. I'm asking the classical deck, using the classical deck, asking the spirits of fire, earth, air, and water, the guides, the keepers, the guardians, to give us the answers to our questions. To my forehead, to my mouth, to my heart. This tingling too much my tiger eye, so I'm gonna just put it right here, holding it with my right hand, pulling the cards with left hand. So again, the message you must hear right now about this situation, your situation connected with love and relationship. If your question is not about love and relationship, please watch the previous video. Card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Set of card number 2, card number 1, card number 2, number 3. Set of card number 3, card number 1, number 2, number 3. All right, this we're gonna put right here, and let us go straight to it. For those of you who chose the set of card number 1, I'm gonna move it right here, and we're gonna turn them. All right, so love and relationships. What is your message? First of all, we are the message is very clear. You're gonna receive some communication and messages from the Emperor, but some very important things I need to tell you about the Emperor, because it can be several things. First of all, I already told you so much about Emperor, but first of all, major arcana. First of all, it's a man who is astrologically Aries, also astrologically Emperor. Is the sun in Capricorn. Emperor. Unfortunately, what is the problem with the Emperor? Emperor is someone who sits on his throne ruling his empire. So, message number 1, if you are dealing, I will say it clearly and right away. If you are dealing with a married man, if you think he's not married, or he told you he's not married, or he told you he's separated, and just make sure this man is not married, because Emperor very often, it's rarely a card of a single man, like archive rarely, very rarely Emperor signifies the man who is not married. Usually Emperor is married and not happily married, but the chance of having Emperor leaving his throne and his wife, even if he's not happily married, is zero. Okay, so if you are dealing with a man who is an emperor, Please make sure he is 100% not connected with, you see, in my country it's much easier, because when you get married, you have a stamp in your passport. They stamp your passport that you're now married, so you can open up a passport and see if a person is married. And for example, in America, unless he shows you his marriage certificate or divorce certificate, you might never find out if he's married or not. So message is, or it might be somebody new, but make sure he is not married, because if you get involved with the man who is emperor and who is married, uh, it's just he's going to spend with you whatever time he feels like it, because he, unfortunately, it's dogmatic and self-centered. And in the deck, the wheel of the year, it's a man who sits on a throne carved out of ice. So he's rather cold, dogmatic, self-centered. Let's talk about grandiose narcissist, so-called book-like grandiose narcissist. So make sure he's not married, but at the same time, even he's not married, I will tell you that dealing with an emperor is not best thing if it's love and relationship, because obviously you will, in very near future, you will receive, this is communication through phone, through online, through emails, through messages. You will receive some love errors. These are so-called love arrows, and the spark of interest from emperor towards you, but these are sparks. We're not seeing here deep emotional involvement of this man into you, and we don't see any connection deeply. Why? Because it's an emperor. And let me describe to you an emperor, and you please decide whatever you want to do with him. Because this is, again, it's someone who is stoic, it's someone who's pragmatic, it's someone who is logical, who's ruling his own empire. But this is, as I said, grandiose narcissist. Watch Sam Vaknin. He is powerful and controlling. And he does, it's like usually a rich, usually a powerful man, a leader. But in love and relationship, this is the problem, that it's his centered. So he only, if he marries, unfortunately, if he's not married and he chooses a woman to marry, he chooses a woman who is from certain area of society, which helps him to bring up his empire, to put him in certain connections, in certain position in life. Unfortunately, he is not a loving, giving, caring man. He's dominating, he is controlling, and he's self-centered. Feelings, emotions, warmth from emperor are not possible. Also, it's a very closed up man, and unfortunately not capable very often, because if you watch a lot of Sam Vaknin, grandiose narcissists are non-capable of loving, period. This capability doesn't exist in them. They use resources, women as resources, as well as, for example, there are people who are not capable to see colors. Okay, emperor is not capable of loving. So sometimes he can be even cruel and heartless. He follows only his own agenda, only his own logic, only his own truth. Your opinion, he never takes into consideration. What you want, he never takes into consideration. What you need, what you dream, it doesn't matter to him. But if he's married, he stays. See, if it's your husband, for example, and you're sick and tired of behavior of him as an emperor, and you want something to get warmer with him, you can be sure that emperors do not divorce. Emperors stay in his empire. They don't leave their families. But at the same time, if it's a man who you want to connect your life with, if you in his opinion, are enough to have this honorable name as his wife, then you can become a wife, you can become an empress, but unfortunately you're going to have a home, you're going to have probably a home, a castle, a mansion. Everything is going to be good from material world, but romanticism, warmth, feelings, emotions, you're not going to receive from the emperor. But yes, you will receive some interest from the emperor, some spark and arrow, some communication. But unfortunately, if you are looking for something warmer than the carved out of ice man, then probably you should not be. Please don't hope that he's going to change. Emperor don't change. And then it's a message for you. You decide what you're going to do about it. All right. So let us move to the next one. Next 3 cards. Ooh. Okay. This is scary. Okay. This is... Oh. All right. Please remind me. You do not have to be a tarot reader even. You do not have to be a tarot reader to see a devil with whom you hope to build beautiful life. But this is what you are risking to end up. I am begging you to please listen to this message very, very, very carefully. No matter what your situation is, this is a life-saving message. Life-saving message for you. I will put in the description box, please remind me if I forget, the video description, 30-minute description of card of a devil. But you are dealing with a devil. It's a central card here. And this is such a serious problem here that no hopes you have whatsoever can be coming true or leading you to anything good at all. Devil is about relationship, yes. You see a man and a woman chained to each other, held by the devil. Yes, it is about relationship, but it's such relationship which lead you to this. What do you see here? These are the variation of the development of this relationship. This is if you stay with the devil, you're gonna do this. You're gonna end up as this. This is if you leave the devil. If you get a courage to leave a devil and to cut the devil out of your life. The most terrifying, the scariest card in the deck, the scariest of them all. A figure on the ground with 10, not 3, 10 swords into their back. 10. This is what you will end up. These cards even signifies danger for your life. Danger for your life. Because devil is the most terrifying type of relationship when you, as a woman, you know or suspect who you're dealing with, but the devil holds you on a chain. Means you lost your head, your mind, your soul, your principles, your honor because of someone. Or if it didn't happen yet, this is a huge warning for you, then you are tempted. You have in your life, or you're going to have in nearest future in your life, a huge temptation. Means this relationship is with someone you believe in your soul is not something you would agree to. A married man, a man connected with some shadowy business, a bad boy, so-called, but your temptation is so strong that it fogs your mind. It prevents you to see a person as it is, a situation as it is. This is fatum passion. This is you facing your shadow. Devil tempts, and it's such a primitive, powerful energy and pull that you're losing yourself. Fatum, it's a fatum. It's a passion, it's dark charm, enchanted by dark charm. Everything is a lie here, what connected to this man or this woman if you are a man. It's a lie. It's a deceit. It's gonna destroy your life, destroy your physical, your emotional, your psychological health. This is horrific, emotional, neurotic dependency, sexual dependency, when in order to spend the night with this man, in order to have this man in your life, you're ready to steal and kill and stand on the throat of your pride, of your moral principles. Is a tyranny. It's this fear to lose him. You are on a self-destruction relationship, all abusers, all skilled pick-uppers, manipulators, psychopaths, narcissists, sociopath, dark triad, dark tetrad. Watch Sam Bakhtin about all this. This is all that. It's really someone who's controlling you, blackmailing you, using you, abusing you, destroying you. And if you stay, this is how you will end up with. He's gonna betray you and leave you no matter what you do. And you're gonna be destroyed emotionally, destroyed physically, destroyed completely. Also, you might lose your honor in your own eyes, in the eyes of society. It's really hard. It's very hard to get out of it. Devil is the strongest temptation. And then on the other side here, you see, yes, it's a karmic situation. Devil always comes as the karma. This is a karmic situation. But you can either stay in it and fall into this temptation, or you can get out, become free and get out. Then things are gonna be fine. The problem is it's very difficult to come out of the devil, because devil is primitive, very powerful pull, especially sexual pull. When you are getting stuck, you're being lied to, you're being manipulated, and it's going to end up very badly. This is a very, very, very serious message here. If it rings the bell, please pay attention. I'm not saying if you are dealing with the kindest, most wonderful man in the world, still pay attention, because very often a psychopath at the beginning. So again, watch Sam Bakhtin video, because there are 3 stages in your relationship with a narcissist or a psychopath. The first stage is called the love bombing. Love bombing is when they are acting as a Prince Charming, when they are wearing a mask of the most attentive, most wonderful, caring man, a dream come true. But you need to feel your own sensation with this man. If you are a man, then to a woman, but usually devil signifies a male. But it can be Lilith, which is the devil type of a woman. So you always feel like your intuition always screams when you are with such men, like something is wrong, something is missing. So pay attention, uh, because in love bombing stage they all act so wonderfully, but it's always going to end up like this, because three stages, which is love bombing, means idealization, second devalue and discard. So this is devalue, discard, and getting a second next victim to take your place, because you are this, you are gonna end up very badly. There is including the danger to your life. So you go the other way, away from a devil, things gonna be good. So this is a very powerful message for you. Keep your eyes and ears open. Pay attention to red flags, to details. If you doubt, get a private reading with me or someone who is good at reading, so you know for sure what to do or not to do. This is a message for card, set of card number 2. And finally, set of card number 3, Page of Cups, Ace of Swords, and okay, there, 5 of Swords. All right, we having 2 swords, and there is a big warning here. For some of you, it's going to be a sign. I'm sorry. For some of you, it's going to be someone coming back who left you before, or you left them before. Be very careful, because usually when manipulator, narcissist, psychopaths coming back, they're coming back to have their revenge. I will start with 5 of Swords here. 5 of Swords, and because we're having swords here, you might be dealing with the Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius because of swords. Again, I'm describing not the zodiac characteristics, but characteristics of the card. So what do you see, if we're going to put it down, what do you see in 5 of Swords? You're seeing a man on the battlefield. He holds the swords of those he killed or he wounded. So unfortunately, it's playing with fire. It can be your current partner or boyfriend or someone, or probably someone who is walking into your life anytime soon. But there is an expression which comes to this card. If you are a paper man, don't play with fire, because you are going to die, you're going to burn. Okay? So this person does not play fair. There is no fair play can be here. So unfortunately, it's someone who is cruel, who gives you ultimatums like, if you want to be with me, you must do this, you must stop communicating with your parents, stop communicating with your friends. So when you start relationship, I'm sorry, I'm talking so much about narcissists, psychopath, and manipulators and pick-uppers, because this is an epidemic of our time. So unfortunately, when you start dealing in love and relationship with a person like this, one of the first thing this person does is cutting you off communication with your friends, with your family, with anyone. He's isolating you. Why? Because this way he can have full control. Usually they even tell you, you need to leave job and you need to stay home, you need to concentrate on me, so no one can say to her that she might be dealing with someone. So you are at war with this person. and this person will pressure you to the wall. You're gonna be walking on eggshells with this person. So it's not just a narcissist, it's a psychopathic tendency. So empathy and compassion exist not. Empathy and compassion exist not. Ability to love exist not. Unfortunately, the scariest thing in the world is that they feel alive and feel good when they cause you pain or other people pain. So they can blame you. They can use these methods of manipulation, which is guilt, shame, blame, gaslight, and self-gaslight. Means when they want to make you feel inadequate, when you start doubting your own sanity, is they stop, for example, talking to you. They give you silent treatment, and because they don't explain you why they give you silent treatment, you start gaslighting yourself. So you're asking yourself questions like, why is he silent? I must have done something wrong. I must have done something wrong, so it should be me. Or another thing, he takes you for a party, it takes you to a party, then you come home and he starts throwing things around and he says, how could you do this to me? And you don't understand what he's talking about. And he tells you that you were flirting with everybody, and you weren't flirting with anyone. So he yells at you and he blames you, and you start gaslighting. So you start thinking maybe you've done something without realizing it. So he forces you to doubt your own sanity. So it's unfortunately also like all this horrible thing, like I've heard this person told about you this and this, and you start to try to excuse yourself, but you're always going to be guilty, you're always going to be blamed. So it's a tragic situation, it's unhappy situation, it's this aggressive victory which you cannot win here. You will end up always losing. And unfortunately, we see the second victory card here. But the scariest of it all here is a Page of Cups. So there is two things. Either this is a completely new person who is like this at the core, but he comes to you as a sweetheart and offers you love. It's a chance for love. He shows you a cup and he acts sweetly and nicely. Obviously, someone wearing a mask. Because imagine if any narcissist and any psychopath would be telling you the truth about who they are. Imagine this. You go on a date with a man, you sit in front of him and he's telling you, listen, I am a cold-hearted, cruel, horrible creature. I am a narcissist, I am a psychopath. I enjoy your pain. I will manipulate you, I will use you, I will abuse you, and I will throw you away and discard you when you no longer can give me a resource. You're not going to be dealing with this person, right? So the mask here he is wearing is the sweetie pie sweetheart, the Page of Cups. So it can be someone completely new, or I am terrified if it's someone who you managed to cut out of your life. And he's coming back. He's coming back to get his revenge. I have a video on my YouTube saying, if he comes back, be careful. If he comes back, be careful. Because if you manage to leave this type of person, he usually sets you free and waits from 2 to 6 months, because he knows how psychology works. He waits for 2 to 6 months, you calm down, and then they come back and it's like, I understood everything, I realized everything, I screwed up, I promise everything is gonna be different now. There is an expression, don't give a gun to someone who tried to shoot you before but missed. If you give him another chance, It's the same thing as you give a gun to someone who missed you, didn't kill you at the first attempt. So I am afraid there is someone from the past comes back to get his revenge. So be very careful. Or this is someone new under the mask of sweet offer of love who is gonna come into your life. So you need to be very, very careful. Because you see, this card is a card of someone who will not forgive you nothing, who will come back to have his revenge. So if there is someone from your past who you cut off because you knew what you could expect, this one, uh, even if he comes back years after, he came to get his revenge. So you have to be extremely careful, because he came to hurt you, and this time to destroy you 100%. It's heartless, sadistic, cruel, heartless creature. Also unpredictable, and hurting you makes him feel good. So be careful. Again, if it doesn't ring the bell, still be careful. Keep your eyes open, especially if you don't know this person. If it's the one who is warned, the one who is armed. This, my dearest, is the message for um, message for you connecting with love and relationship. If you have your doubts, then you can order a private reading with me. Then contact me, send me a message or send me email. If it rings the bell and you really like, no, this is about your situation, then it's up to you whether to take into consideration or not. This is all for this reading. I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you and namaste.